hope you're surviving the influx of sale emails, texts, posts that is this time of year. And there really are a lot of great sales right now. From what I'm hearing from my SAs and from friends across the world, actually, sales are down overall. Luxury sales are down. So hopefully that means you can take advantage of some really good sales. I try to do my best to keep to my wish list, the things that I've really wanted for some time that I've put on a wish list. When those things go on sale, I purchase those. And things outside of that, I try to just pretend that I didn't see. Of course, there are exceptions. But today I'm going to do a quiet luxury, that term still bugs me, but let's just say luxury dupe list. There are some items that would be considered quiet luxury that I love. I either own them or plan to buy them. They're on my wish list. And I started to notice there's a lot of, if you will, like, they're not knockoffs. They're an homage to the original. And so there's a lot of different alternatives to these very high price point items. And I was watching Sophia's video that she did a quiet luxury bag dupe video. So this is gonna be a little bit like that, but it's gonna be a number of different items in the quiet luxury space. Sweaters, earrings, shoes, all that good stuff. And so I'm gonna go through the original item, the item that prompted the other products. We'll talk a little bit about that original product and then what the alternatives are. So let's talk about the Toteme sweater. So this sweater has been popular for a while. It comes in different shades. The original one was black with stripes. There's tan ones, pink ones. There's all kinds of ones now at this point. The thing is though, when I started looking at dupes, if you will, a lot of them were sold out. Like Gap has some, and we'll talk about Gap in a minute. Gap has some. There was a bunch of them. There was like a ton of them. And every time I looked at a site, all of them were sold out, like every size and every shade. So I was just like, okay, that is not gonna work because I can't recommend things to you that nobody can find. So I did find a couple and I'm pulling them up. I have them here on my computer so I would keep this all straight for you guys. The first is design history. If you see this one, you can see it's very similar to the Toteme sweater. This one is at Saks Fifth Avenue. I'll have links down below. It was $165. Saks was doing sales, cyber sales. There's more sales coming. So I would say you could get this one around the $130, $140 mark, which of course is much less than the $500 mark of the Toteme sweater. Then there's Other Stories, which has an oversized turtleneck knit. Now, as you can see in the black and cream, the only size that's left is an extra small. There are some sweaters though in store. So if I have one in my mall near me, they do have sizes in store. They said they were gonna restock. I don't know if they're gonna restock, but they said they were. So hopefully there'll be some there. And then this is the Gap one. The Gap one, the regular size, there are some sizes, larger sizes, large and extra large. In the tan and black, there are some sizes. And again, in store, there's a bunch of these. So they're all alternatives to the original sweater. Now, if you look back at the original, this is the Toteme sweater. This is also at Saks, by the way. It's $570. These run, if you are interested in this particular sweater, it runs very large. I have been looking at the sweater for a while. I'm a small in this sweater, maybe an extra small in this sweater. And, you know, I'm 5 feet tall. That is true. I'm short, but like, I'm not like a super skinny person. But this sweater really runs incredibly large. The bottom is like open on the side. So it's sort of like a swing, kind of thing. And why I keep going back and forth and not sure if I'm gonna buy this or not is because I love the sweater and I think it looks great. It's a super casual look and you know, it's really popular. But I feel like on someone my height, it might be a little too much because of the stripes going across and it's so voluminous that it might make me look kind of odd. Again, it's preference, like what you like. I've seen it on some of my tall friends and it looks fantastic. So if you happen to be a tall person, or you're a shorter person and you don't mind that kind of like swing look, this sweater is great. And like I said, those options are much cheaper than the $570. Second, these are the Bottega Drop earrings. Now, these earrings they were featured in a video that I did wow, now I can't remember when I did it. It was a long time ago. And they are beautiful, beautiful earrings. Like I love the way these look. These are the large ones. There are large and small. They come in silver and gold. The silver is cheaper than the gold ones, but not a lot cheaper. It's like $12.50 for the large silver and $13.50 for the gold. Now, again, these are incredibly popular. Incredibly popular. And they have sold out on the site, on Bottega Veneta's site, so you can't get them there. They are available in other like retailers. So I'll put a link down below for where I can find them. But the thing is, yes, they're beautiful, but $1,300 for a pair of earrings, unless they're like solid gold, like these are 18 karat gold finished sterling silver. Again, sterling silver is great, but it's a lot of money for, you know, basically an overlay of 18 karat gold. Gold is very expensive, I get that. But really what you're paying for, let's be honest, is the Bottega name. And the fact that many people have worn these earrings and made them extremely popular. So in the video that I did and the post that I did on Instagram, I had a couple of dupes for those earrings. And so I'm gonna mention a couple more today. These are Missouri and they're gold vermeil. And there's also a silver, so gold and silver. They are $200, but they're having sales, so you can probably get them around 160 bucks. And they're very similar in style. They're not exactly the same, but they have a very similar look. And for, you know, $160 to $200 compared with $13.50 and $12.50 for the big size, I think that's a pretty reasonable, price point. They are actually really nice. I like the Missouri line. I actually have a lot of Missouri earrings. I don't have those, but I have been thinking about them because I'm like, oh, that's really nice. But I ended up getting a different pair, so I'll explain in a second. Etsy has earrings that look exactly like the Bottegas. They're calling them the Kylie earring because Kylie Jenner, wore these. And so someone made them. That's because they're really not that difficult to make. Obviously, these are not, these are gold plated. They're silver plated if you're getting silver ones. They're like $40. They look exactly the same to me, basically. I really can't see a difference. Obviously there'll be a difference in quality and all those things, but, you know, I don't think, if this is, you know, something you were going to wear every day, or it was like the one piece, I'd be like, oh yeah, you don't want to. But for the purposes of just a stylish earring, the ones I do own, but I don't have with me yet, I did purchase them, are these. These are the Brinker and Eliza earrings. They are 24 karat gold plated. They're large teardrop earrings. Are they that different? I don't think they're that different. These aren't curved as much, I guess, but these are the ones I bought. They were $108 at Saks, and Saks had a sale going on, so I was like, all right, I'll get those. So we'll see how they work and how much I like them and how heavy they are. I would love to try the Bottegas in store. The thing is, I have not seen them anywhere. I am going to be traveling soon, and on that travel, maybe I'll be able to see them in store. If they're like the best things I've ever seen in my entire life, maybe I'll pick them up, but it's unlikely. Tods drivers. Now, if you've ever seen Tods drivers, you would know, because Tods was the first one to come out with that sort of, I think they call them gomini bottoms. They are the picture will be up. They have those little like rubber bottoms, the gomini bottoms. I have tons of Tods drivers. Like I have them in black and tan and brown and all different shades. I love those shoes, and I've worn them literally for 20 years. Like, they're some of my favorite shoes. They have no support. They have no anything. They're just leather with the gummy things on the bottom. Like, if you need arch support or something, like, do not buy those shoes. But I love those shoes. And like I said, I've worn them everywhere. I have a backup of one pair because they were an earlier design, had more of that square toe, and they don't make them anymore. And when they stopped making them, I was like, I have to buy another. I have a pair of black one that has like little crystals all the way around it, and I should have bought a backup of those because they don't make those anymore either, but I didn't. So I wear them a lot. So they're great, but Tods, you know, the drivers can be very expensive. They're the $500–600 range, depending on which ones you buy. So there are a couple of dupes that I think are really great. One are the Rothy's, which I put up a post on Instagram about these during the sale because they were having 30% off their whole sale, their whole site. I hope they still have that sale going on. But the Rothy's are great. These are called the Driver, very much a copy of an homage to Tods, but these are really comfortable. I have these. These are in the dark zebra. I have this design. And because I have so many Tods drivers in like basic colors, when I bought these, I was like, you know what, I might as well do something different. I might as well do something fun. So I got these, and I haven't received them yet, but I'm really excited about purchasing them because I have a lot of Rothy's. Rothy's are very comfortable, really easy shoes to just slip on and run out the door. And, you know, for most of us, that's kind of what our days are like. Don't get me wrong, I have heels, I have shoes that are more going out shoes, not walking around shoes, but these are shoes that are comfortable. You can walk around in them for long periods of time and they look really nice. And it's an excellent price point. The Rothy's the sale right now is $150, usually $189. So again, much more reasonable than the Tods price point. And don't get me wrong, I love the Tods, but you know, it's very expensive. The next is M Gemi, or is it Gemi? I think it's M Gemi. If I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years, it's entirely possible. The first shoe that they came out with was their moccasin driver shoe. And this black suede is the one that I have. And I've worn these quite a bit, and they're kind of falling apart. So I need to get new ones. But they are great. They're really easy and really comfortable to wear. They're very much like the Tods in their construction. They're well made. They're not, the Rothy's are really well made, but they're more of a casual shoe, if you will. The M Gemis they feel a little more luxurious, and they're the same price point, $198, something like that, down to $158 with the sales going on. So it's the same price point. It's not that the Rothy's aren't dressy, they are, but there's something about them that just seems a little bit more casual to me. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just what occurs to me when I wear them. But again, both of them are really comfortable, well made, basically indestructible, and great dupes for the Tods. Then we have the Cole Haans. Now, Cole Haan, I have a lot of Cole Haan boots. We used to have a Cole Haan store on Newbury Street, and it closed during the pandemic. And I really like Cole Haan shoes. I think they're very well made. I think they have excellent leather, really quality products. And they have drivers called Evelyn drivers, and this is a picture of the black leather. These are usually like $140. They are having sales, so check out the sales. When I saw these, they were like half off. So you could get them for like 70 bucks. So if they're still on sale, I would really encourage you to pick them up at that price point. At $140, I think it's very reasonable. So at something like 70, it's a great deal. All right, we're gonna talk about one more thing, and then I'm gonna get into bags a little bit. I wanna mention the Max Mara coats. So Mara is very much like the Row. It's an understated, elegant kind of line. It's about, you know, simplicity. Not a lot of bright colors, lots of cashmere, wool, those types of things. I enjoy those lines. I enjoy Max Mara very much, and I've had a lot of Max Mara through the years. The thing about Max Mara, though, is it's very, very expensive. And I've wanted a Max Mara coat, for like a cashmere coat, for forever. And the one that I want is like $7,000. Why is it so much money? Max Mara, what they do with their cashmere, they actually pick colors for each season, and they dye the material, and then that material is only for Max Mara. So in other words, if they dye it, and I'm making up a number here, they dye it red 123, that red 123 cashmere only gets made for Max Mara for that season, and nobody else can have it. So it's very, very specific. It's a specific color, it's a specific quality. Supposedly the cashmere is like better than everybody else's cashmere. You get the picture. And yeah, there's a tobacco color that I've wanted to get for forever, but you know, $7,000 is just not reasonable. it's just not. But Max Mara also has camel hair wool coats. And those coats are kind of the iconic picture that you think of when you think of quiet luxury, at least I do. And this coat is actually worn by Meghan Markle. It's worn by many people who you see social media. And this coat is $3,400. $3,400. It is available at Saks. Saks is having sales. But yeah, $3,400. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's a possibility. It's something you could buy, but it's just a very high price point. So I wanted to mention just a couple other names out there that have similar types of coats. Macage, M-A-C-K-A-G-E, has a similar kind of style. It's around $1,000. They're not, you can see the detailing in the Max Mara coat, like the detailing around the lapel and everything is just very specific and just perfect. You're not going to find that at the lower price points, but you're definitely going to find nice coats. There's a lot of them out there. Reiss, I think it's Reiss, R-E-I-S-S. We have one on Newbury Street. They have some beautiful coats that I think have a similar aesthetic. And the other one I wanted to mention is, I always get this wrong, Cinzia Roca, C-I-N-Z-I-A Roca. They have a really nice coat line that I've actually had some in the past, around $1,100, again, around the $1,000 mark. And last but not least, to mention that Max Mara has a less expensive line. And the Max Mara line is called, I think, Max Mara, yeah, Weekend Max Mara. Now, if you look at the Weekend Max Mara coat, you'll see it's not as detailed. It's not, you can tell that the wool is the quality isn't as good. It's still really, really nice coat. It's $1,200. It's not, you know, but the Max Mara one, the original one, when you look at the detailings of the stitching in this coat, when you look at you can see the quality of this coat through a picture. Is it worth $3,400? I guess, I mean, that really depends on whether you think $3,400 is a tremendous amount of money or not. I think it's a lot of money, but the point is, you know, there's a lot of people out there who buy them, and that's like the coats that they wear. It's very much quiet luxury. They are beautiful coats, and I have one Max Mara coat. It is a wool coat that I did not pay $3,400 for it, but you know, someday maybe I'll buy one. I would love to have one of the cashmere coats someday, but the prices just keep going up, which is why I'm providing dupes for all of you. All right, let's talk bags. So, you know, Sophia did an entire video on various types of quiet luxury bags and the dupes for them. And there are quite a few out there on the market. And I think there's some really good quality bags that look and serve the same purposes as some of the names like Fendi and Celine and The Row, Phoebe Philo, all of those names. So I'm just going to go through a couple of them today, but I'm really going to focus on the Celine Triomphe bag, because that bag, more than any other bag, except for maybe the Row, epitomizes the quiet luxury that I'm talking about, that I'm interested in. For me, you know, something like the Celine bag or the Triumph bag or the Fendi Peekaboo bag or the Gucci horsebit bag, I could see those as bags that I would keep for a long time, bags that I would spend a lot of money on and keep for, you know, years. That's the kind of thing that I equate with quiet luxury. It's not only that there's not a lot of logos, it's not shiny, it's not loud, but it's also quality, and that you keep it like forever. You know, it's not something you wear for like 5 years and then it's gone. You keep it forever. You're wearing the same purse at 50 as you do at 90. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So Hermes is a great, you know, brand for that. The problem is the prices are just astronomical. So let's first talk about the Celine Triumph bag, or Triomphe bag. So there's a couple dupes out there that I think are really, really close, if not, you know, as good in some ways. Demilia. I'm gonna get close. Demilia has really great bags. And in fact, I have been looking at the Demilia bags for a while, trying to decide which one I like, because there are so many different styles. They have, you know, numerous kinds. Matches Fashion has them, Neiman's has them. They're really good. The Vancouver leather crossbody bag is the one that looks most like the Triumph, or I'll talk about the box bag in just a second. That's the one that I think I'm most drawn to, but there's also a couple of other styles that I really like. If you take a look at her site, you know, the quality is really excellent on her bags. I like the design feature, just the two stripes coming down and then the lock like that. I think that's really elegant. I think it's really well done. The Montreal is another bag. I'll put up a picture that I really like. I like the design of it. Yeah, they're really beautiful. And you're talking from, you know, depending on which one you get, 300 to 500 pounds, which is just an amazing deal for this type of leather and this type of craftsmanship. It's a really excellent line, and I think it's really good. So that's the top one that I would recommend. I really think that one is an excellent dupe for any of the Celine bags. Then there's APC, which is available actually at Farfetch right now. Farfetch is also having sales. If you look at this bag, this is the Grace shoulder bag. This looks, if you were just to look at this like from across the room, you would not know who made this. This looks like a Celine bag. This looks like a Celine box bag. Similar type of lock, you know, just the APC in very small lettering at the bottom. Love the design, love the look. I think this is, you know, again, a great, like an excellent dupe for what you're looking for. APC makes really good bags. I do have one. I think mine's like a tote kind of thing. But anyway, good product, well made, etc. This one is the Milo Classic bag, $475. Again, just, you know, an amazing price point considering what you're looking at. Cezanne is the name of the designer, and you know, when you look at this, it has the same aesthetic. It's got that box shape, simple clasp, you know, not too much. It's not at all loud. It's big enough to fit all the things you want, but not too big. It's just, I mean, that's exactly why the box bag and now the Triumph bag are so popular, because it fits all of those needs. Now the box bag, what I'll put up here, and I've talked about the box bag before. Box bag has been on my wish list for a very long time. And the reason I haven't bought one, or the Triumph, is because I can't decide between buying a box bag or the new Triumph bag. That's really where I'm at. So I want to go try it in store. And really where I am in Boston, a Celine actually I think just opened downtown. But getting downtown is, if you live near a city like Boston, you know, it's not that simple. So again, on my travels, I hope to try a Triumph bag and really see what I think of it. And if it's worth the extra money, because a box bag you can get right now on the RealReal or Fashion File for around $2,500 or less, depending on the you know, quality of the bag. Like if it's in excellent condition, good condition, etc. An excellent condition bag is probably gonna be about $2,500, but a brand new, you know, Triumph bag in the same size, because I like the medium size, is close to $5,000. So it's half the price. So if you love the Triumph bag, but you're like, yeah, I'm not spending $5,000, go look at the box bags on the RealReal and Fashion File. I buy a lot of stuff from them. I feel very confident that they, you know, they make sure that their products are real and not fakes. They are really great, and there's lots of box bags on there, and in different types of leathers, different colors, etc. So I think those are really good dupes, because they are the same bag, they're just the previous version. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Fendi Peekaboo bag, because that bag has been around for a very long time. And I wanted one a while ago. There was one that I really wanted in a design that I really wanted, and I ended up getting, I forget what, I got something else. But anyway, the bag is pretty classic, because again, it's been around for a very long time. And its price point is high, but it's not Hermes Kelly high, you know, it's not in the tens of thousands. It's not a Chanel flat bag, for example, which is now $10,000. So yes, a Peekaboo bag is probably going to run you $3 grand. If you buy more expensive leathers or whatever, yes, it'll be more, but it's still in that price point which is possibly attainable instead of the, 10 grand, which is just silly. But there's a couple bags that are similar kinds of styles. One of them is Aspinall of London. Aspinall of London has been around for a long time. They do a lot of different bags. They have excellent quality bags. This one that I'm going to mention is the Deep Shine Black Croc bag. You can see the design here. It has that kind of shape that the Peekaboo has. I love this bag. It comes in a green too. And I've thought about buying this bag so many times in the green because I love the look. Now, just so you know, if you were interested in buying a exotic leather bag, like a crocodile bag, a lot of places don't do that anymore. First of all, you can't get them. And even if you were to get one that's in the older version of it, for like a Hermes Kelly bag or a Birkin, that's like $20,000. Now, of course, this is a, much cheaper price point because you're not dealing with that type of material. But it looks great and it's really well constructed and a really good bag. So that's a brand to check out if you haven't heard of them before. I think Sophia might have had that one in her roundup. And then the other one is one that I've actually seen, and I know a lot of people have it. It's the Tory Burch Lee Radziwill bag. It's the double bag, and it kind of looks like a Peekaboo bag for the same reason. It sort of comes apart on the sides. Again, much cheaper price point, like $600. Very popular around here for a while. I knew a lot of people who had this bag or have this bag. And it's a really cute bag. It's got the buckle and you can carry it over your shoulder. It's really cute. I don't think it's part of the sales because it's a relatively popular bag, but it may be part of sales in the future. And again, you're talking about $600, so it's much, much cheaper. And last but not least, I just want to mention Teddy Blake. I have a Teddy Blake bag. Let me pull it. And this Teddy Blake bag is similar to, you'd probably say like an Hermes Kelly bag. It has that kind of shape, a little bit, similar design with the lock in the front type of thing. But I would tell you, this is a really well-made bag. It's really indestructible leather. It's really nicely done. All the stitching is perfect. It's easy to carry. It's well designed. They have a lot of different colors. I think Teddy Blake is a really good brand to look at. If you like the designs, you like the styles of a lot of quiet luxury bags, but the price point is just, unattainable. And it's becoming more so every year. So, Teddy Blake is a great one to take a look at all different types of designs that they have. But you could find something that you like. So that is my wrap up for today, guys. There's a lot more out there. And what I would tell you is if there's a particular designer that you're interested in, like Celine or Louis Vuitton or Chanel or Gucci, what I would say is if the design has been out long enough, and that usually means a couple of months, other designers, other brands will pay homage to those designs and come up with similar styles and aspects of that product. And some of them might be just really like straight copies that look exactly the same. But the quality, yes, it probably won't be as good. You probably won't have the same materials. Like a 100% 3-ply cashmere sweater, yes, it's going to be very expensive because of the material itself. And it's going to look a certain way, and it's going to lie a certain way on your body. Whereas a less expensive alternative might not look exactly the same, but the price point that we're getting to, the differential has gotten out of control. Like, I could argue that the $3,000 wool coat from Max Mara is 3 times better than the $1,000 coat. I could probably make that argument. I could look at it and say, this is how much it took to get this particular color for this particular stitching. Someone did this by hand. Okay. When you start to get beyond that though, when you start to get to something that's 10 times as much or 100 times as much, I mean, these bags are $500, and then the bag that it's, similar to is $5,000. It's 10 times. Like, there's no, I don't care how good the quality is, it can't be that much better in my mind. So what I'm saying is at that point, I think it's a matter of branding. It's a matter of this is a Chanel, this is a Hermes, this is a Gucci, this is a whatever, and that's truly what you're paying for. And if you're okay with that, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's lots of other products that you can find that are going to be very similar quality. They'll still be expensive, but they won't be nearly as expensive as the elite brands are, because they are charging those prices not based on materials and not based on workmanship, but often on just the name, which is a very different thing. And I think it's gotten, the divide has gotten bigger over the years. It used to be that, yeah, things were 2 to 3 times more, which again, I can be like, okay, I could see that with material and everything, maybe, but now it's 10 times. And that, you know, I think, and I could be wrong, maybe it really does cost that, they cost them so much more for the quality and the stuff that they're using. But I really think that it's because they have a name and they can charge more, so they do. Not everybody, but a lot. So those are my 2 cents for what they're worth. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.